Are there any spirits that wish to speak tonight? To all the spirits that are here, make yourself known. I wish to speak to you. I ask again, are there any spirits here?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you a spirit?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, I wanted to talk.
Oh, well, it's kind of late. I'm trying to sleep.
I'm sorry. I didn't know spirits could sleep.
Well, I'm trying to.
Oh, shoot. Maybe we could just talk later? Like, tomorrow, maybe.
Well, I kind of got some things to do tomorrow.
What things?
Just some things. Errands.
Well, how about before you do your errands?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be up early and I have a routine. Like, it's like a whole thing.
Oh, well, what time do you think you'll be done then?
Lunchtime maybe?
Okay, well, maybe we could talk then?
What time do you think?
Noon?
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that could work.
Okay, so I'll talk to you at noon tomorrow then.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool.
That it? Because I kind of want to get back to sleep.
Oh, right. Sorry. Tomorrow then.
Shh.
Sorry. Hi everybody, it's me, Jackie Armand. I'm back again with another spooky craft video. First of all, Happy New Year! Yay! It is 2024 and this is my first YouTube video of the new year. So yay, I'm excited. Excuse me if I sound a little nasally still. Let me tell you, you guys, I have been sick 3 times in like the past month or so, like a little over a month. I had a sinus infection and then I caught some weird cold virus thing that was going around and then I got another sinus infection. So yeah, it's been fun. I don't know if I'm the only one out there that this has happened to this year, but my God, it's not been very fun. I'm really tired of being snotty and nasally and all of that stuff. I'm ready for it to be over. So anyway, yeah, today we're going to work on something that I've kind of been wanting to do for a while, all last year. It was one of those things where the original idea for this didn't come to fruition. Which I will get into that in a little bit. And then I had another idea for how to achieve this thing that we wanted to do. A way to purchase something in order to get the same effect. However, I can't seem to find anything out there that is to my liking. And so when I can't find something that I like, that I would purchase normally, then I decide I'm gonna make that thing. If I can't find that thing, I'm gonna make that thing. So that's what we're gonna do today. Basically, what we're gonna make is a table runner that looks like that has the Ouija board design on it. Now, if you know me personally, you know I love Ouija board design anything. I have a lot of Ouija board design stuff. I have, we have a welcome mat outside that's Ouija board designed. I have a tote bag that has the Ouija board design on it. I have, my wallet has the Ouija board design on it. I have a serving tray that I sort of crafted. I didn't make the tray, but I did some decoupaging on it a long time ago that has the Ouija board design on it. I've made coasters that look like the planchets. I have a incense holder that looks like the planchet. I have a bottle opener that looks like the little Ouija board planchet. So I really like that design. It's just one of those things that the history of the board game, because that's what originally was, just a board game, is interesting, especially like how it kind of transitioned into being, you know, spooky and maybe demonic, I guess, is interesting. But just the art on Ouija boards is gorgeous. I'm usually a fan of the traditional way it looks, but I've seen other Ouija board designs that are just gorgeous, and I don't know, it's a very interesting bit of spooky, you know, lore out there, and that has beautiful art associated with it. So therefore I love it. So so anyway, that's what we're gonna do today, and I will show you how we're gonna do this. I'm hoping this is gonna be actually pretty easy to achieve. Maybe if you guys out there want to make one yourself, it will be easy enough to follow, so you can do that. But anyway, before we get into all of that, I would like to say, if you are new here and this is the kind of content that interests you, if you like crafting, you like tutorials, you like costuming sometimes, you like party planning, which there's a lot of that on this channel, and then just anything generally all around spooky, that you would give this video a thumbs up, and you would also hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. It is Halloween all year long here, not just in October, so if you like that, then stick with us because it is a lot of spooky fun on this channel. Also, if you'd like to support this channel in a little more personal way, I do have a Patreon. Patrons are get lots of extra spooky fun stuff, including extra content. There is a Patreon exclusive series on Patreon called TerrorTube. It's like a horror host type show hosted by me, and we just talk about lots of extra spooky things and do spooky things. I try to get one out a month. This last month we actually had two because November was crazy. And I do apologize for everybody out there on Patreon. The Christmas episode was a little late. It was like the week after Christmas I got it out, but my Christmas was nuts, and especially with being sick multiple times in December, I did the best I could, but it's up there now. So if you want to watch it, you can. I have some plans for more TerrorTubes this year. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then head to patreon.com/Jackie Arment and think about giving a little bit of support. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and you'll have access to all the TerrorTubes and the majority of the spooky fun goodness that's there. But yeah, I guess with all of that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the video. Let's go. Hi. All right, so this is the coffee table in question. You guys can't really see, it's just a black coffee table that we have. The original plan that I was kind of mentioning at the start of this video was that we were going to put the Ouija board design directly on this table because it needed a little sprucing up. It was kind of boring. It used to be a white table. We painted it black. We added some really cool little decorative corners to it, whatever. And yeah, we were gonna paint the Ouija board design on this, and we got some stencils and all kinds of stuff with full intentions of, you know, doing that. But you know what happens sometimes when you have like a really big project that you really want to do and you have in mind and there's no deadline for it or any of that stuff, and it usually entails something that you use every day, like a coffee table. It just doesn't really happen because you need a whole free weekend or something to do something like that. And the older you get, the less of a total free weekend you have to do a project like that. So it just hasn't happened. So my next thought, of course, was, well, I bet I could find a table runner that had the Ouija board design on it, and that would be really cool, right? And then we could change it out every year too. It wouldn't have to be it wouldn't have to be permanent on the table, because we do have Lydia. Scooch. Lydia, go on. We do have other table runners for like other holidays and stuff, right? So it wouldn't have to be permanent. But then again, when I looked up like Ouija board designed table runners, I didn't really find anything I liked. So we're just gonna make one. That's usually the way it goes. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I feel like this is gonna be pretty simple. Anyway, I've got a table runner. I picked like an off-white one, just kind of really plain, kind of canvas textured table runner. I got it at Michael's. They have them in the wedding section. This particular one was about $19, but I used their 40% off coupon and got it for $13. So, I can link to it because, I mean, it's on their website, but they had an actual white one too, but I kind of wanted the tan one. I don't know. I don't feel weird about having a white table runner on my coffee table. It seems like a disaster. Anyways, the plan is to basically put the Ouija board design on this thing, and I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to first kind of make like a stencil on on the computer, and I'm going to use, can I have this? Thank you. I'm going to use t-shirt transfer paper for that. I just bought this at Walmart. It's pretty cheap. This is the, white fabric transfer. And I'll probably have to print it on multiple sheets. But I'm going to use that and iron it on here to kind of get a stencil sort of thing. And then my intention is to paint over that to make it a little more permanent and probably more crisp, And I'm going to do that by using just some black acrylic paint and some fabric medium. Now you can get this at any craft store. It basically turns your acrylic paints into permanent washable fabric paints. So you mix this with whatever paint you want and it basically becomes fabric paint. I used this when I did my Sarah Sanderson costume to paint all of the embroidery that was on her corset. I don't think in that video that I mentioned that when I was painting my corset that I mixed this in. I think I forgot to mention that, but that's what I did. And this is great stuff to have. And anyway, that way, we could throw this in the wash if it and when it inevitably gets spills on it, because it probably will. We'll see how the transfer looks on it too, though. Because, who knows? I might not have to paint over every single bit of it, especially like the little corner designs, because those are going to be like really intricate, and I don't know how much I really will want to paint over that, or if I will just kind of want to leave some of it looking faded or whatever. We'll see how the transfer looks when it's done. But I think what my first step is going to be is I'm going to lay this on the table and kind of see, measure how big, the table is, where I want the design mostly to be. And then we'll work on printing out, making the stencil and printing it out on this transfer paper. And then, you know, I'll lay it all out and we'll iron it on. And then we'll go from there and see how it looks and work on painting on it. But that's pretty much all that there is to this project. I don't think it's going to be that hard. Fingers crossed that the first project of the year is easy. So yeah, I guess we'll just head into the craft room to do the ironing and all of that stuff. And okay, see you in there. All right, first I started off by you know, centering it on the table where I knew it was going to be, and I measured how long the table was so I knew how long to make the graphic when I do it on Photoshop. And then I also just marked the edges so that I would know exactly where the graphic was going to end, and marked the middle so I knew where the middle was, you know, all that good stuff. And then here, I had already printed out on the transfer paper. I didn't really decide to go into how to do that because if you decide to do it, you just have to read the instructions that comes with the transfer paper. But basically when you do the white transfer paper like this, you have to invert the image before you print it out because you have to flip it over. So you want it to be a mirror image when you print it out. But it's pretty easy to follow, and I can leave the graphic that I kind of created for this on my Patreon if you guys want to download it. It's just kind of basically the Ouija board design that I just kind of spread out to fit this longer table runner. But yep, that's just it, me ironing on here, so enjoy.
The next day.
Hi guys, it's day 2 now. I had meant to start the painting last night, but we realized when I was going to go print out the transfers that we were out of ink for our inkjet printer, because you have to use an inkjet printer. You can't use a laser printer. And we never used that inkjet printer, only for things like this. I think the last time I used it was when I made those little invitations, those invitation bags for our vintage Halloween party. And so it was like a while ago, and so yeah, we didn't realize we were out of ink, so we had to go on an adventure last night and go to a bunch of different office supply stores to get some ink. So by the time I got back home and like had dinner, and then I did finally get to ironing them on, it was late, so I was like, I'm just gonna paint tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do today, is we're gonna paint. So I'll show you how it kind of turned out. I mean, you kind of saw a little bit last night, but so here it is. You can see it. It looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy with this. When I first started doing it and I was doing the side with the moon, I was like, you know, I might not have to paint over this. And I kind of feel that way by looking at it. For the most part, I don't think I'm going to completely paint over the entire thing, which is what I was originally going to do, because it actually turned out pretty good. It's just some of the spots, you know, like where the letters are and stuff, just didn't really want to, they like came off too much. Especially like here and stuff, and it just like, I don't know. And I mean, when I look at it, I don't hate it. It does kind of give it like this rustic look, which I'm not mad at, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to clean it up a little bit, and I worry if we throw this in the washer that will start to fade really bad over time, and it just won't, you know, and I don't know. I'll probably not clean it up too much. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect or anything, but I think I want to clean it up a little. I'm a perfectionist, okay? I want it to be perfect. Anyway, if you do this project at home and you get it to work really well, like the letters to come off really well, you might be just done, you know? But I think I want to touch it up a little bit. But I feel like as far as like the placement goes though, man, this turned out really awesome. And it looks really good. I had to do a little bit of photoshopping. I basically had to take apart basically the Ouija board design and kind of spread it out more, because this is longer than like a regular Ouija board would be. But yeah, I'm like really psyched about this. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot of paint. I don't think. I'm not gonna like pound on the paint here. But I'm just gonna kind of crisp up some of these images, that some of the edges here that look a little, you know, pixelated, because some of it was a smaller image that I blew up. So it was like, and I wasn't that worried about it, because I was like, it's gonna be just a template for me to paint over. So yeah, other than that though, it'll be done. And so like I said, I'm not going to put a whole lot of paint, but I'm just going to mix some black paint in the fabric medium so that we can throw this in the wash if we ever need to, if something gets spilled on it. And then I think we'll be done with this thing. I don't know if eventually down the line I will want to put something on the ends here. I'm not really that worried about it, because you don't really see them on our coffee table, the ends hanging over the side. You don't pay attention to it. I guess if you were making this for like a long table, you might want to do more. You could do some really cool, I don't know, celestial designs or something on the corners or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, yeah, so today is just going to be painting day. And then, I don't know, I probably won't see you till tomorrow for the like outro and stuff. For the finished product, because the paint does take a little bit to dry, and I'll probably want it to dry overnight just to make sure that it is good and done. But yeah, this turned out pretty, I think, successful so far. I mean, crossing my fingers that the paint goes well. And but yeah, I'm excited. So all right, let's get to painting. All right, on with the painting. So like I said earlier, I just mixed the fabric medium in with the black. I don't measure, I just kind of wing it with how much I put in there. But I first started out painting just the parts that needed filling in. And then I kind of noticed as the black paint was drying that it was drying a little darker than what the transfer paper black looked like. So I decided to kind of fill in even the parts that didn't need it. But I just did like a really quick fill in. I didn't try to make it perfect. I just did enough to kind of, you know, bring out the letter a little bit more, but it didn't take very long, and I just kind of did that all the way down. Now I apologize that I didn't really get every bit of my painting in the shot. Unfortunately, the camera I have, you just couldn't pick up the entire big transfer that I had, so you guys don't really get to see me painting, you know, the bottom corners, but I mean, you get the gist, you get the idea of how I did this. And it was a lot of painting sections, waiting for it to dry so that I could move on to the next section, because I couldn't fit the whole thing on the table. And I also had a piece of cardboard underneath it, by the way, because sometimes the paint bleeds a little bit, especially in the places where the transfer was, you know, not really there and I had to fill in. So you got to be careful with that. But yeah, pretty much that was it, and it didn't take very long. I got it all done in a night, so there you go. All right, everybody, that's it. It's done. It looks really awesome. I really love it. I can't wait to put all this stuff back on the coffee table and look at it for forever. I'm actually really glad that I did paint over it. I was kind of second guessing myself a little bit at the beginning. I was like, maybe I should have just left it look rustic or whatever. But you know, now that I look at it, I think it just looks, it's much more crisp. And some of that like clear, because when you use a t-shirt transfer, any part that's white, when you use the light kind, any part that's white is becomes clear, and it kind of leaves like this clear film behind that you can kind of see. And I feel like painting the letters kind of helped that not show as much, because you're not noticing that anymore. You're you know, it brought out the letters, and that part kind of just doesn't, you can't see it anymore, which is great. And then I think my only complaint was that the places where the transfer didn't transfer very well, it's got like this rough texture because, well, it kind of, you know, pulled off or didn't lay on there very smooth. And so because of that, it has like this weird kind of rough texture in places, and it was kind of hard to make straight lines. But you know, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It still looks good, I think, overall. And you know, our living room's never really lit that bright, so in dark lighting it'll be fine. No one will notice. And with all the stuff on my coffee table, no one will notice. But I am really excited about this. I think it looks really cool. I think this definitely upped our coffee table. It looks really great, and it actually wasn't that hard. It was pretty easy, and the transfer made it really easy to paint over everything. It was just kind of, you know, tracing basically. You know, overall, really good project. I guess I only really spent maybe like $18, maybe almost $20 total on this whole project, because this was $13, and the t-shirt transfer paper was maybe like $5, $8, I don't know, something like that. So, you know, and I already had the paint and the fabric medium, which that also doesn't cost very much either. So like, all in all, pretty cheap project, I think. And I think it ended up being a lot better than anything I found online that I could purchase. So a win. I love it. I'm very excited about it and very proud of it. And I think this is like, if this is a indication of how like the rest of the projects for this year are going to go, then I'm very hopeful, because this went really smoothly for the most part. So, and ended up being a success. So let's hope that that is a reflection of the rest of the year. Anyway, but yeah, so if you made it to the end of the video and you liked this, then of course, please give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. As far as new videos go, I've got, you know, some things cooking up in my brain for the rest of the year. Lots of projects kind of like this that are not necessarily Halloween-y, but they're spooky, that I've been wanting to do. And I was kind of saving them for the, you know, months that it's kind of hard for me to think of content. I'm really excited. I'm ready for spring to get here already. Because if you're new to this channel and you have not watched my other videos, usually in the spring around April, I start planning for my Halloween party. I already know our theme this year. I've already started building a Pinterest board, and I am so excited about the theme this year and the potential it has. So I can't wait to do that planning video. And I think you guys will really like it, and I'm just super stoked about this Halloween party. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I want it to get here so I can start working on it. So yeah, I look forward to more videos kind of like this, and planning soon to be Halloween planning videos when it gets warmer out. If you have any ideas for videos that you want me to do, please let me know, because I would love some suggestions. And also, like I said, I do kind of want to try to get a live stream out a month. That's kind of a goal for this channel this year. But I struggle to come up with live streams. So If you guys have ideas for things you would like to see me do live, then let me know because I need ideas. There will be a Terror Tube out this month. I will probably film it next week or something like that. I will also, in the description of this video, as always, I will leave links to my social media, so my Instagram and TikTok, where things that don't necessarily make it to YouTube end up there. Also, just everyday life things are there too. I will also leave a link to my Etsy shop, where I make spooky Halloween things available all year long. Mostly witchy stuff like prop potions and stuff like that. So if you're curious about that, check it out and put an order in. Also, if you're looking to do something in between my videos that's also spooky that has to do with me, other than other things mentioned, I have 2 books on Amazon. One is a zombie romance, and one is a vampire adventure story. They are both available as paperback and Kindle versions, and you can read a little bit of the Kindle version before you buy to see if it's your thing or not. Any purchases of those help out the channel too. I'm also in the works of a 3rd book that I'm still working on. I will leave a link to my author website and my author Facebook page, which have sneak peeks of that book. It is about a young woman who is possessed by a demon. And I'm getting very close to finishing it. So I'm getting really excited to share that with everyone. But yeah, pretty much other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited for this channel this year. Like I said, really happy that the first project of the year was a success. And I guess just as always, stay spooky. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.